All right, y'all. Good morning. Hope everybody had a good Friday night and having a good Saturday morning. We're going to get right into it. This is Frank Talk Part 2. Mindset. Quit coming into the fucking markets after 2 to 3 days of winning, thinking you are some sort of beast of a trader. Newsflash, you're not. Just because you have the ability to hit big a little bit or a little more consistently for 1 week means absolutely nothing. Quit getting so fucking confident that you hop into a play with 3 times your normal size and get absolutely bagged. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're not shit yet. Learn to channel that energy into hunger. 1 week of amazing trades should do nothing but create a new challenge for yourself. You did it for 1 week. Show me you can do it for 2 weeks. Can you? Many of you get so confident in 3 to 5 days worth of trading that the next 1 to 2 days absolutely destroy you. That's idiotic. Let that boost of confidence lead you into better decision making. Quit holding your positions past your fucking stop losses, whether it's mental or physical. You set that stop loss for a reason. Once you pull that defense, you are done. You have let all feelings take control of your play, and you are no longer thinking logically. Sorry. Stay true to your game plan. You will not win every trade. You will not be there for every move, but I promise you that you will be a fucking profitable trader when you're there, and that's all that matters. Profitable traders are not gamblers, plain and simple. The moments where you lose your instinct and turn to a gamble mindset, you've thrown away every minute of hard work you've been working for. Every moment you've said to yourself, I will not do this again. Remember how you felt when you were in that moment, how down bad you felt. Use that to fuel you. Use that to remember, I will never allow myself to get back into that position. What do you do when you lose a play? Do you kindle into a ball and throw a blankie over your head? Or do you accept the fact that, hey, the best traders are only right 70% of the time and move on? Many of us are sore losers, plain and simple. I don't know about y'all, but I fucking hate losing with a passion. I will do whatever, whenever, and wherever to win. But that doesn't mean I always win. Give yourself 10 minutes max. Get your bitching out, go walk outside, get a breath of fresh air, anything that works for you. Don't just immediately start slapping more downside or more upside because you're frustrated only to get bagged again and again. You will not miss the move that's going to retire you by just taking a little mental reset and stepping away. Give yourself the right mentality to trade. The market makers want you to get emotional. Once you are emotional, they have you right where they want you. An emotional you is not a clear you. Do not let a few red trades sway you away from the mentality of your trading. Everybody gets into a slump, even me. A few red trades, a few bad decisions does not decide who you are as a trader, but how you decide to come back from it and grow does. How will you determine and how will you decide to grow from your mistakes rather than continuing to make the same mistake over and over? Size down. When you are not in your mojo, there is no reason, no person forcing you to go into every single trade with 30 to 50% of your portfolios. Why risk so much capital when you're not 100% confident? Size down and let your plays play without so much worry. Oh, excuse me. You would be so surprised how many great plays you will catch when you're not having to stomach such a massive loss for minus 20%. Stay consistent to what you're doing. If you've had a great week making $100 that day, $130 that day, bring it into next week. Don't get so confident in yourself that on Monday you're like, oh man, I have $500 extra profit, slap it all in one play. And the moment it's down 20-30%, you're down way more than you normally would, and you don't know how to react. Most people average down because they are pissed off they're losing, and then you start going in a spiral of just constant bad mistakes. Fear will be your biggest contributor to you missing out on moves. I understand it's scary to put money into a position with the fear of it flipping on you immediately. But what if you would just enter that position with a proper level stop loss? Many of times you wouldn't even come close to stopping you out. I see many of y'all's charts. Y'all are all almost always there. Don't be afraid to risk capital for a great reward. A trade with proper loss is always a win, no matter what the outcome. Win or lose, you will benefit from that trade. Don't slam your technique. Just because your techniques failed once doesn't mean it's going to fail the next 10 times. There's 1,000 ways to trade. If the market worked for every single style, every single time, we would all be robbing the markets blind. Instead, buckle up, review, and see what happened to make your style incorrect on that trade. This career, this game is one of the hardest battles you will ever go through. It will beat you down, smack you up, and spit you out. But with that comes the conquering, comes the victory. And don't forget that weakness is just pain leaving the body. In this term, all your mental weaknesses, your I gotta average down, your buying in constantly, your inability to sit out and not take a bad trade, kick those out of your system. You don't need it. You don't need to average down on every single losing trade. It's okay to be wrong. People are going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong in life, but it's about moving on, accepting that fact, and bouncing back. No matter what the case is in real life, in trading, in relationships, if you're wrong, you're wrong. You accept that fact, move on, and get it right. Take advantage of your battle buddies. We are all in this together. One goal, one mission. Use them to better your trading, communicate, work together, and in a game designed to break you down mentally, the only ones that can bring you out of that darkness is a friend. Everybody in the Discord, we're all striving for the exact same goals, whether it's to pay off a debt, whether it's to put our parents out of financial debt, get them out of their 9-to-5 job, or it's to make you retire. Whatever the scenario is, we're all coming in every day with the same goal to make money. Use the others around you to better yourself. If you think you see a trade, come put it in the chat. Other people will tell you, hey, I'm looking at the same thing, or vice versa. You're not in this game alone. Become the warrior that is standing up in the middle of the valley when the dust settles. Rise up, prove to yourself and everyone around you that you can do this. Nobody can do it for you, but we can do it side by side. Work on your weakness, perfect your strengths, and come out victorious. Last but not least, don't be this guy. All right, y'all, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I don't want to take up too much y'all Saturday morning. I hope that I was able to connect with some of y'all. I know for me personally, last week wasn't the best week of trading for me, but that doesn't mean that it lost me my life savings. That doesn't mean that just because I had a bad week last week, I don't have the ability to come in Monday and make it all back. Every loss needs to be justified, even if at the end of the day it's a little bit bigger. If that means you took 5 plays, well, okay, maybe you traded way more than you normally do. But if every trade loss is calculated, you will come out on top. If your average on the daily is $200 profit, $100 profit, whatever your normal profit bringing in days are, don't let yourself outweigh that in losses. If you can't hold a profitable position past $200, let's say that's 20% for you, why would you let that play go to a $400 loss, a $500 loss, etc., if you can't even hold it for green? It's idiotic. The same reason why if you were a woman or a man and you didn't like muscular bodybuilding people, you wouldn't marry one of those people. It's common sense. If you can't make that in a win, don't let that become a loser. Plain and simple. If you follow that rule, you will be a profitable trader. It's when you slip up and you're only bringing in $100 days that the $400 losses, the $500 losses will add up. Your confidence will never be able to build if you have a week of great gains and you wipe it in 2 to 3 days. I can promise you that. Just work on the consistency. If you had a great 5 days, that's fantastic. I'm very happy for you. Bring that into next week. Now make it 10 great days, then make it 15 great days. And by the end of that month, I promise you, you will be so much more happier than where you are today. With that, we'll cut it off. I hope this class was good enough for some of y'all. Have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all Monday.